The drug cartel knew who the traitor was. They just wanted to punish many, including an estranged son of a prominent politician. Not knowing the bruised detective is already on his way to protect him.
Do you understand this?
Welcome back to Paramount Recapped. I don't have many subscribers, but your single comment is a ray of hope to motivate me. So the chaos kicks off with a crew of not-so-ordinary criminals. Charlie, Mia, Johnny, and Wes. These guys pull off a daring truck heist. But hold up, it's not your average truck. Inside one of those ordinary-looking washing machines is a huge stash of cocaine. Yeah, you heard that right. Cocaine in a washing machine. Real creative, huh? But their sneaky plan doesn't stay under wraps for long. A group of detectives specializing in drug-related crimes, Vincent Hayes, Jake, and Cortez, gets wind of the whole thing and goes after them full throttle. Mia, who's driving the stolen truck like a pro, manages to keep the cops at bay for a while with her sharp driving skills. She's zigzagging through traffic and dodging them like a video game boss level. Things get intense when, out of nowhere, the thieves toss one of the washing machines out the back of the truck. Yep, mid-chase, and it smashes right into the cop car. Cortez takes a bad hit and gets seriously injured. Seeing their teammate down, Vincent and Jake make the call to rush him to the hospital instead of chasing the thieves. That move lets the gang slip away for now. Meanwhile, we shift scenes to Detective Patrick Welker, who's doing something totally unrelated. He's at a toy store trying to buy something sweet for his kid. Trying to earn some dad points, you know? He's chatting with the cashier, trying to strike a deal for a toy, joking around, calling himself Father of the Year. But behind the jokes, you can tell he's dealing with some heavy stuff. Right after that, he calls up his ex-wife to ask if he can spend some time with his daughter. Even though he's trying to be nice, offering money and promises, she's not buying it. She tells him no. You can see that he's struggling, trying to keep some part of his family life intact. Back at the police station, his new partner Ellie Sofer is in the middle of trying to arrest a guy for beating up his girlfriend. Welker steps in and reminds her that this isn't really in their jurisdiction. They handle homicides. But after hearing what the girl went through, he tells Ellie to go ahead and make the arrest. He's got a soft spot for justice, even if it's outside the lines. Now back to our group of thieves. They're off meeting someone important, but only Mia and Charlie go in. Turns out they've got business with Sueya, the local crime boss. The catch? Mia had previously stolen Sueya's car, and now she owes him big time. To settle her debt, she has to work for Sueya, whatever he wants, whenever he wants it. Sueya's uncle, Ching, escorts Mia and Charlie to the meeting. But things are tense. Sueya and Ching start arguing right in front of them. Suddenly, a car pulls up outside, and out come 3 masked men. One of them tells Ching to get lost, and he quickly slips out through a side door. A moment later, those masked men storm in and start blasting everyone inside. Sueya and his crew are gunned down, but Mia and Charlie manage to get out just in time. Back on the cop's side, Welker and Ellie catch a call about the shooting. They head over to the scene, where they're briefed that the shooters took off in a getaway car. Welker also finds out that Cortez is in critical condition from the earlier incident. While checking out the building, Ellie grabs some CCTV footage. They review it and spot Mia and Charlie leaving the scene of the crime. But here's the thing. Welker notices they were only carrying small handguns, while the attackers used heavy-duty assault rifles. Something's not adding up. Welker then heads over to meet a powerful figure, Lawrence, who's not just a real estate mogul, but also running for mayor. Oh, and did I mention he's Charlie's father? Welker shows him the footage, and Lawrence completely loses it. He doesn't want any of this heat messing up his campaign, especially since Sueya's son, part of a major gang, was killed in the shootout. To avoid a scandal, Lawrence offers Welker a blank check. Whatever it takes, just bring Charlie back and keep his name out of the mess. Welker agrees, but with one condition. Once this is over, Lawrence can't ask him for any more favors. They shake on it. On the flip side of town, Sueya's mother, known as the Mother and a ruthless gang leader, has her own suspicions. She pays a visit to Ching and straight up kills 2 of his bodyguards in front of him. Gun pointed to his head, she demands answers. Ching tries to throw Charlie under the bus, so she tells him to find Charlie or he's dead next. Meanwhile, Welker heads to a shady clinic where one of Sueya's guys, somehow still alive, is being treated. Welker questions him, and the guy reveals that Mia and Charlie didn't do the shooting. The real shooters were 3 masked men wearing creepy demon masks. After that, Welker drops by the hospital to check on Cortez, who's being watched over by his wife. They have a heart-to-heart where she mentions how much Cortez looked up to Welker and trusted him. That conversation sparks memories for Welker about the time he, Cortez, Vincent, and Jake worked under Lawrence. They used to do the dirty work, like stealing drugs, but things went south when Vincent killed a cop during one of their missions. That moment tore the group apart, especially for Welker, who didn't sign up for murdering other officers. Back with Mia and Charlie, they've gone into hiding at Mia's Uncle Raul's place. Raul agrees to help them out by making fake passports so they can flee the country. But he warns Mia not to call him unless he contacts her first. At the station, Ellie gives Welker a bloodied mask she found at the crime scene. But then things get worse. His boss pulls him off the case and tells him Ellie is now reporting to someone else. They know Welker's trying to protect Charlie, and they're not having it. Even though she's been reassigned, Ellie still helps Welker by giving him Raul's location. She's loyal, even when the higher-ups aren't. Meanwhile, Lawrence is caught in traffic when a biker gang ambushes his vehicle. His bodyguards are gunned down, and Lawrence is kidnapped. The mother's crew is behind it. She's not messing around. Welker heads to Raul's shop and confronts him. Raul admits to making the fake documents, but promises not to let Mia and Charlie skip town if Welker helps keep them safe. In exchange, Raul gives up his phone and pretends they never spoke. Deal done. Elsewhere, the mother corners Ching again. This time, she gets more info. Ching explains he had a fallout with Sueya just before the shooting and left the scene. Then Wes shows up and tells her the truth. The masked gunmen were outsiders. He begs for his life, saying he knows where Mia and Charlie are hiding. That's enough to spare him for now. Finally, Welker sends a text to Mia using Raul's phone. He sets up a meet at a nightclub, telling her he's got the passports ready. But the big question is, can he really help them escape this mess? So Welker pulls up at the nightclub, expecting a tense conversation with Charlie. But surprise, Charlie isn't there. It's just Mia, standing alone, looking guarded. Welker tries to break the ice by saying that he's there on behalf of Charlie's dad, Lawrence, to bring him back. But Mia isn't buying a single word. She backs off real fast, cursing at him and telling him to get out of her face. She's not convinced he's not there to arrest her. Things change in a snap, though. Mia suddenly spots a trio of guys walking into the club, and her whole vibe shifts. She tells Welker, dead serious, that those are the men who gunned down Sueya. Welker glances over and realizes those guys are none other than Vincent Hayes and Jake, his old crew. Welker wastes no time trying to protect Mia from them. When they try to approach her, he firmly blocks them. He's not letting them get to her. But the situation gets worse fast. Members of the mother's gang, the powerful triad leader, starts swarming into the club. Everything breaks into chaos. People are yelling, fists are flying, shots are fired. It's complete madness. Mia makes a break for it, trying to disappear in the commotion. She grabs a butcher knife on her way out, ready to defend herself if needed. Meanwhile, Welker is dodging bullets, holding off both the triad thugs and his former partners just so Mia can make it out alive. Just when things couldn't get crazier, Charlie, Johnny, and Raul show up to scoop up Mia. Welker steps in again, trying to convince Charlie to go with him. He insists he's there on his father's orders. There's no room left to argue. Charlie agrees. The group, Welker, Mia, Charlie, Raul, and Johnny, tries to leave together. But the triad isn't done with them yet. More of their crew bursts into the club, guns blazing. Johnny gets shot and dies on the spot. Raul, showing insane bravery, holds the door closed to stall the attackers, giving Mia, Charlie, and Welker just enough time to run. They finally make it out and hop into a car, speeding away from the madness behind them. But the mother's men aren't giving up the chase that easily. A fresh batch of armed thugs is waiting outside. Somehow, though, Welker, Mia, and Charlie slip through and make a clean escape. Back at the scene, things are still ugly. Wes, trying to explain what really happened to the mother, gets executed by her crew. Vincent and Jake manage to stay alive, but Hayes doesn't make it. He gets caught in a crossfire and is killed. Welker later calls Ellie and spills everything. Vincent, Hayes, and Jake weren't chasing the truck to stop the criminals. They were in on the whole thing. Their real goal was the cocaine hidden in the washing machine. Turns out, they teamed up with Ching, Sueya's uncle, who agreed to hand over a list of high-paying drug clients if they killed Sueya. Jealousy was eating Ching alive. He wanted to be the next triad boss, not Sueya. Welker begs Ellie to head to the hospital and check on Cortez. But it's already too late. Ching had gotten there first. Furious that Vincent hadn't cleaned up the mess properly, Ching takes things into his own hands and murders Cortez right there in the hospital. But Ching wasn't done yet. He goes after Cortez's wife too. Luckily, Ellie arrives just in time to try and protect her. A shootout breaks out in the hallway. But Ching doesn't hesitate. He shoots Cortez's wife before escaping. Ellie doesn't let him get far though. She chases him through the stairwell, guns blazing. After a tough fight, Ellie takes him down and arrests him. Meanwhile, Welker takes Charlie and Mia to a cabin far outside the city. It's his old hideout. He calls Lawrence to update him. But to his shock, the mother answers the phone instead. That's bad news. Now the triad knows exactly where they are, and they're coming with Lawrence in tow. Ellie, worried after losing contact with Welker, shows up at his ex-wife's house. She tells Ellie he's likely holed up in his dad's remote cabin. Ellie heads out that way, but also comes up with a backup plan. She uses Ching as bait to lure Vincent and Jake to an abandoned spot near the train tracks. When the two show up, she's waiting with her gun drawn, ready for whatever happens next. Meanwhile, back at the cabin, the mother and her heavily armed gang show up and launch a full-on assault. Welker quickly gives Charlie and Mia a couple of guns. This is going to be a fight for their lives. The shootout is intense, bullets flying everywhere. They try to hold their ground, but there are too many of them. The triads overpower them and drag Mia outside. They move in to take Charlie too, but Welker refuses to let him go without a fight. One of the assassins confronts Welker and they go head-to-head in a brutal brawl. The fight gets so bad it brings part of the cabin crashing down. Even buried under rubble, Welker finds a spear and drives it straight into the assassin's throat. One down. Outside, the triad brings Mia and Charlie together. The mother, convinced Charlie killed her son, wants payback. She hands Lawrence a gun and orders him to shoot Mia. She empties all but one bullet from the gun first, twisted test of loyalty. As Lawrence raises the gun, Charlie jumps in front of Mia and dares him to pull the trigger. You want to shoot someone? You'll have to go through me. Just then, Ellie arrives with Ching and the other two traitors, Vincent and Jake. She reveals the truth about Ching's plot with the two dirty cops. Turns out, Ching was never over his brother's death and couldn't stand seeing Sueya take over the triad. He wanted the crown for himself. As the truth comes out, Jake grabs Ellie's gun and tries to restart the fight. He points the weapon at Charlie, but Lawrence dives in and takes the bullet for his son. A massive shootout breaks out. Ching picks up a gun and fires at the mother. Welker jumps in too, gunning down Jake and Vincent. In the chaos, Ching gets shot and killed. With his dying breath, Lawrence tells Charlie to take care of Mia. Vincent, wounded but still breathing, grabs some of the cocaine and tries to run, but he's bleeding badly. Ellie corners Jake and prepares to take him out, but her gun jams. Jake sees an opening and moves to kill her. Just in the nick of time, Charlie shows up and unloads on him. Jake's done for. Welker, meanwhile, tracks Vincent down as he tries to escape by train. He shoots him in the leg, knocking him down. Vincent tries to retaliate, but Welker is faster. He finishes him off with a few more shots. With everything finally over, Welker and Ellie let Charlie and Mia go before backup arrives. They know the two have been through enough. As they stand in the aftermath of the carnage, Welker turns to Ellie and tells her it's time someone arrested him. He admits that he's not innocent. He was part of all the dirty deals, just like the rest of them. But Ellie refuses. She says no one else needs to know. Instead, she promises to deliver Welker's Christmas present to his daughter. Welker, with a tired but grateful look, asks her not to. He doesn't want to ruin his daughter's holiday. The movie closes with flashing red and blue lights as police finally reach the scene, but the storm has already passed. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.